Hey everybody, happy Sunday. This is Kim Danke, the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor, and I'm so glad that you are here with us tonight. Tonight, we are not just in our own private area, we are on the Shibboleth public page. So if you are not a member, feel free to watch tonight. What we have to offer tonight is the secrets of weight loss and wellness. If you are a member and you're on Facebook and you're seeing this now, please do me a huge favor and click the share button in the left-hand corner of your screen. And I'll be right back. Once you've clicked the share button, you don't even have to make a post. You just click the blue share now button and this will be out into the world and you will help us inform everybody about what Shibboleth is. So thank you for joining. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping and so that everybody can communicate with each other. So if you are on the Zoom, if you don't mind, click where it says chat. Where it says chat, you will then see the option for choosing. You'll see the button where it says all panelists. Click there and then choose all panelists and attendees. That way, when you type into the chat, everybody can see it, not just me. If you've got it set to all panelists, I'll be the only one that can read what you write, but we like for everybody to see. So once you've done that little bit of housekeeping, go ahead and tell me if you are new or if you're here for a refresh, where you're from, and how you heard about Shibboleth. I would love to know that bit of information. I give everybody until 7:33 to get logged in to the website in case they were having any troubles getting on Zoom. Technology can be finicky sometimes, so I like to give a little bit. So that's why I like to have us chat just a little bit. Tell me who's here with me tonight. My name is Kim, and I lost 50 pounds 2 years ago, and I've been maintaining that ever since. And I am thrilled to be able to get to teach this to you because it is the secrets to weight loss and wellness. Hey, Diane Hill from Kennesaw. Okay, been a member since December 2020. Okay, awesome. Phyllis Richardson from Texas, welcome. Hey, Janet, good to see you on here from Louisiana. Janet, I was thinking about your beautiful office decorated like the beach the other day. I was thinking about that after I saw it. It's beautiful. Jessica from Swanee, Georgia, just started last week. Awesome. Glad that you're here. Welcome. Yes. Chris Freeman from Georgia just joined yesterday. Awesome. I am so excited. Michelle Harper, she's on here. She's from Carrollton, Georgia, and she's lost 70 pounds since March of 2020. That is so exciting. We do have great results. Great results. Y'all, I only wanted to lose 35 and a half pounds and I lost 50. I thought, whoa, I'll take it. I'll take it. So the thing is, if you're listening in here tonight, okay, Vicki, let's see, Vicki from Canton, my nurse practitioner referred me last week. She has lost 50 pounds adopting the Shibboleth lifestyle. Awesome, Vicki. That is a wonderful nurse practitioner to tell you this and to go as a witness before you and be able to show you what can be done. That's awesome, Vicki. I want to meet her because those are the kind of people who help us go forth and tell others, especially when they're in the area where they'll see a lot of people that have needs. And I love the way you wrote adopting. We do have to adopt the Shibboleth lifestyle. So thank you for writing that, Vicki. All right, it's 7:33. We have a lot to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to share a screen shot with you. Actually, hang on one second. Let's close that. Those of you that may be watching that are not members yet, I want to share what our special is. If you're on Facebook, please share this. So currently we have a special, and for 2 years, it would be $59. And this is a membership. There isn't anything to buy after that. We're going to provide you with the membership. But if when you get there, you like what you see, if you want to pay $99, you get it for a lifetime. So we would absolutely love for you to consider this. And if you want to watch what we've got going on tonight, that'll be great. Then you can decide. So now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to use the PowerPoint that I use each time I teach this class. This PowerPoint, you don't need to take screenshots of it or anything like that. I know in the past when I've been taking classes online and I didn't think I was going to have access to the materials after I'd screenshot it on my phone, but you don't have to worry. This is already on the website for you. If you're going to do anything at all tonight, what I highly suggest that you do is take notes. So what I like to call this, hey Penny on Facebook, feel free to say hello on Facebook, everybody, and please do me a favor and share. So what I like to do tonight is I like to go over the lifestyle. This is the lifestyle overview. Like if you took the aerial photo and you were seeing the whole thing all at once, this is the overview. Shibboleth in a nutshell is what this is tonight. So we're going to start off by talking about the basics. See, one of the things that I like to do when I teach the lifestyle is I want to teach you the new words, the new terms, the new talk. Call it the language. I'm going to teach you the language of Shibboleth, because when you're reading things on the website or you are talking with people on Facebook and all of those things, you're going to want to know how to understand what you've read, and it's basic and it's simple and it's easy. But if no one has ever told you, how are you going to know? So in Shibboleth, we have two modes. We have weight loss mode and maintenance mode. There are three differences between those two modes. One, the number of holidays that we can use in a calendar month. Two, how we eat fruit. That sounds simple, but it's true. How we eat fruit. And three, your mindset. So by the time you go from weight loss to maintenance, we've got to have that mindset in place that this is a lifestyle. Oftentimes people do start it as a diet, and I understand that, but by the time we get where we're going to that victory, then you need to consider it your lifestyle and do it every single day. Okay. Hey, Patricia Bass. I see Patricia. I read that. It's Patty. Patty Bass is on here with us. That's awesome. We have two types of days, a perfect day or a holiday. Now, if you have joined already and you are a Tiger's Eye Lifetime member, when you go into your journal, you may see more, you will see more than two types of days. But I want you to ignore all those other types of days. All we're trying to do right now is get the basics down. And the basics are perfect day or holiday. All you need to know about those other days is they are versions of perfect days that are just more advanced nutritionally. And you can learn about those later. We're not going to go from starting school to college. We're going to go through elementary school, middle school, high school, then college. Okay. So I hope that analogy makes sense. We're going to start off and just keep going. That's right, Michelle. Michelle says it has to be a lifestyle. How many holidays are allowed? Now, previously, before Shibboleth, you may have heard the term cheat day. Well, we don't call them a cheat day because cheating has a negative connotation. Why do we want a negative connotation with us just eating something that's not on plan? Let's not think of it as cheating, okay? We're going to think of it as a holiday. We're either going to do the right thing and have a perfect day, or if we miss some part of the perfect day, it's called a holiday. When you are in weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. When you are in maintenance mode, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. Everything that I talk about in the fast track this week will be 6 holidays. I won't really talk about 12 holidays because we're all starting off, and we're going to start off with 6 holidays. So how do I have a perfect day? We simply follow the Shibboleth shield. After 2 perfect days, our body gets into EFB, efficient fat burning. EFB. This is a great thing. EFB on your timing chart, which is a little calendar that shows you visually how well you're doing, that's represented with a flame because we are efficiently burning fat. Okay, there are 5 components to a perfect day. water, journal, combinations, portions, and timing. And we're going to go over each one of those individually. Component number 1 of the shield is water. You want to drink at least half a gallon of water every single day, up to a gallon. We prefer that you try for the gallon, but the minimum amount for you to be able to say that you have met this component of a perfect day is half a gallon. This is 64 ounces up to 128 ounces. A dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste, and we need both of those things moving out of our body to accomplish our goals. Just to give you a visual, 64 ounces is 4 of these just regular sized water bottles like this. 8 would be a gallon. Hey, Polly, I see you. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal. We're going to journal daily. You are now a citizen of planet Shibboleth, and there are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. If you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. We write down absolutely everything that we eat because it helps modify the behaviors that we have decided we want to change. So you're going to write down what you eat. It also helps you learn the lifestyle because you're thinking about what is a chicken breast? Okay, it's a lean protein. You're thinking about what is broccoli? Okay, it's fibrous carb, and you're going to write that down. And once you've done this over and over and over again, it becomes second nature. So we're going to write everything down. And this is a required part of a Shibboleth Perfect Day. Hey, Polly, thank you. Polly Jones is on Facebook. She's 87 years old and she can't stay away. She loves this program and she has lost a lot of weight living the Shibboleth lifestyle over the past 5 years or so. So thank you for your support, Polly. I appreciate you very, very much. Component number 3 of the Shibboleth shield is combinations. I like to kind of paraphrase that or like expand a little bit. And say combinations is eating in a way that controls insulin. So we're going to eat properly combined meals. We're going to eat in a way that controls insulin, AKA the fat bus. That's what we call insulin, the fat bus. And the reason we call it the fat bus is because insulin is a growth hormone that focuses on fat storage. Okay. So it goes and it collects it and it picks it up and it will take it to the destination. We don't want it in the destination, right? We want that fat to not be stored. We're going to teach you how to not store new fat. All right. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. Now, this is one of the secrets to Shibboleth right here, this combinations. And in fact, this is a biggie. This is a real biggie. I mean, like water, component number 1, water, that's not that hard. Okay. You can start getting your water in. Writing down what you eat, that's not hard. Combinations is not hard, but you do need to have it explained to you. I'm going to do one slide tonight, but tomorrow night, the full hour is food combinations. Okay. So you don't want to miss tomorrow night either. It's very important. Component number 4 of the Shibboleth shield is portions. We're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. So no matter what size plate you're eating off of, you use the 2-hand rule. Okay, you got your 2 hands. You carry your measuring tools with you wherever you go. Okay, you're going to close your fingers up as close as possible. Move your thumbs out of the way. You're going to put your hands together as close as possible. You are going to lower your hands down over your food, and then you're going to have a look. If you cannot see your food sticking out around your hands, then you have portion control. The reason that this is important is because portion control helps us get into the calorie deficit that we need to be in to burn excess fat. So portion control, one pound of fat has 3,500 calories. So in order to get rid of that, we have got to be in a calorie deficit of that. Now, just to let you know, hey, Charlene, just to let you know, that this does not happen overnight. This happens over a course of time, all right? And not like forever, but just couple of days, okay? Because you can't get into a 3,500 calorie deficit in one day. You would not be eating and you'd be exercising like all day. And we don't require exercise, and you do have to eat. So that wouldn't happen, but it happens over a course of time. But we use our portion control to help us manage that. We don't count calories. We don't count points. We don't do any of those other things. We really just portion control and combine foods in a way that control insulin. So currently, we have gone over briefly 4 components of the 5. These are the 4 that must be met in order for you to say that you've had a perfect day: water, journaling, eating in a way that controls insulin, and portion control. Those are the ones you need to meet in order to say that you've had a perfect day. But there is a 5th component, and it is extremely important. It is there for optimization purposes, though, and there is a limit that you don't want to go over. But if you don't hit what I say right now just right, you still can have a perfect day as long as you've done those other 4 things, okay? So component number 5 of the Shibboleth Shield is timing. Timing. You can eat up to 3 meals a day. We would like for you to have those 4 to 6 hours apart. Now think about this. If you are a breakfast eater, I'm just going to use some random times, but if you are a breakfast eater, let's say that you eat at 8 a.m. Well, 4 hours later would be noon. 6 hours later would be 6. That's kind of a really nice spaced out time: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I can promise you that that will be enough food to fuel you and give you what you need. But I understand too that you're coming off of probably grazing. Most people do, coming off of grazing or snacking or something like that. And if you have that moment of what we call mental weakness, because we could make it from breakfast to lunch to dinner to bedtime. If you have that moment where you're going to give in, then you need to have an approved freebie, extra, or snack. All right, approved freebie, extra, or snack. And freebies are actually unlimited, but I don't suggest that you use them unlimited because we are trying to stop grazing. And you could have up to 1 extra in a day and 1 snack in a day. And that would be a good Shibboleth perfect day. But let's say we are trying to stop grazing. I have another little teaching tool here, another little animal here. This is a cow, and I like pink. So that's why I've got pink. I got 2 pink pigs. I showed you the other pink pig. I've got this pink pig, and then I have a cow. But a cow grazes, and a cow was designed to graze. It's got 4 chambers in its stomach to help continuously break down the grazing. We were not designed like that. We weren't meant to graze. In fact, grazing is harming our digestive system. There's a lot of digestive issues out there, and it's because we are harming our digestive system. The digestive system is a machine, and if you never give a machine a break, it eventually breaks down. So we want to kind of give our body a break from having to digest all the time and give that break between meals. It also gives us really great time for hardcore EFB, efficient fat burning. Okay, so let's keep in with that. Let's look at this suggestion: breakfast, and you have an extra mid-morning; lunch, then you have a snack mid-afternoon; dinner, and then you have freebies all night. What does that look like, y'all? What does that look like if you were to do that? Hey, Kim, I see you on here. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. What does that look like if you ate all of that in a day? What's this word right here? If you think about it, all those I just said, they're still approved, and you would still have a perfect day, but it sort of looks like grazing. And we're trying to stop grazing, okay? So what might be better is to do 3 meals in a day and a freebie. That might be a better perfect day. But one of the best perfect day would be to just have 3 eating episodes, period. That could be breakfast, lunch, and dinner as 3 meals, or it could be 2 meals and a snack. And however you want that to look, we prefer that you just have 3 meals a day. But we also don't want you to come out of efficient fat burning, and those other things are approved. I just know that in the beginning you might need to use them, but you might want to cut back after a while. So I just kind of want you to know that there is good, better, and best within meeting this component. So if you go over this, then you would not be having a perfect day anymore if you were to go over this. And I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we have gone over the 5 things that we do every single day to have a perfect day. I call these things my 5 daily disciplines. Guess what? I should be doing them anyway. I should be doing them anyway. So let's just do them. And I have found that I love the structure. Okay, now we are going to talk about combinations. This is a biggie. This is the one slide that I'm going to do tonight. But remember, tomorrow night's full hour is on this topic. In order to learn how to do combinations, you need to know that there are 7 categories of food. If a food is a whole food or it's an approved boxed or packaged or something food, if it's like that, we still put it into a category. So all whole foods and then approved manufactured foods go into a category. Not all manufactured foods are approved, obviously, but everything goes in a category. So category 1, lean protein, or you might see LP as an abbreviation. Category 2, fibrous carbs, FC. Category 3, energy carbs, EC. Category 4, protein plus fat, PF. Category 5, fruit, FR. Also known as antioxidant carbs. Sometimes some of our documents say antioxidant carb, and I just want you to know that that's fruit. So whether it says fruit or whether it says antioxidant carb, that's the same thing. Category 6, superfood, SF, and category 7, shellfish, SHF, which is really just a lean protein. So we've got category 1 and category 7. These are the bookends of the lifestyle. They are both lean proteins. If you eat shellfish, then if you need to eat a lean protein with something, then you can also pull from the shellfish category. If you're not a shellfish eater, then you can just stick with the lean protein category. So the lean proteins are the bookends of the program, and they're very versatile, and you can use them a lot. Shellfish used to be in the lean protein category, but it got pulled off because due to medical reasons and biblical reasons, some people don't want to eat it. And so it's just in its own category. Now, just a little teaching moment here. All fish is category 1 lean protein, but all the other critters that live in water that aren't fish, whether or not they have a shell, like octopus doesn't have a shell, go in shellfish. All right. So fish is in lean protein, but all those other animals are in shellfish. Okay. So I'm going to quickly talk about some of the things that are in these. I already mentioned fish for lean protein. You'd also find chicken breast there, 96% lean ground meat, could be beef, chicken, turkey, that sort of thing. Fibrous carbs, this is where you're going to find broccoli, green beans, cauliflower, asparagus. Also, on Planet Shibboleth, we teach you how to have bread if you would like to have it. We have approved breads. These approved breads work because they break down in your body more like a green bean and not a bread, because there's enough fiber and everything that it needs in there. Energy carbs, this is where all of your potatoes are, corn, most of your lighter colored beans, all your peas. Protein plus fat, this is where whole eggs are, all cuts of steak, Johnsonville turkey cheddar smoked sausages, which I really like. So protein plus fat is just that. It's a protein. It just has more fat in it than a lean protein. All fruit is in fruit. Superfood, what qualifies to go into superfood is a food that has all 4 macronutrients. If you are taking notes, please write that down. I will ask you that tomorrow night. And if you didn't write down the 3,500 calories and 1 pound of fat, write that down too, because I ask it tomorrow night too. So in a superfood, there's the 4 macronutrients. Water, because we do consider water a macronutrient on Planet Shibboleth. It's actually the most important one. Next is protein, and then fat, and then carbs. So a superfood has all 4 of those. And then shellfish, I already explained that. Okay, so you just know that everything that's out there, we've already looked at its nutritional value. And then we've determined what category it goes in, also by how it responds inside your body. What is it doing in there? We need to know so that we can use food as our medicine and eat in a way that controls insulin. So I'm just going to give you some basics tonight, okay? Some general rules and guidelines. So these would be really great to write down. There are 5 of these 7 categories that you do not even have to combine at all. So lean protein, category 1, category 2, fibrous carbs, category 4, protein plus fat, category 6, superfood, and category 7, shellfish. Those don't even have to be combined at all. Okay, so you could eat them alone. The reason that it's important to know that is because not every eating situation that you're going to come across in life is going to be optimal. You may go to a luncheon and you look at the foods that are there and you go, fat bus, fat bus, fat bus. That's all it's going to bring is the fat bus. It's going to bring that insulin release. And you would need to know they got a piece of chicken, they got a piece of steak, they've got some shrimp, and you could eat that by itself, okay? Or if they just have a salad and you don't have all the crunchy carby things on top, then you could do that. So you need to know which ones that you could be eating alone. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. Um, Michelle put it over there in Facebook for us, not Facebook, in the Zoom room for us. So those can be eaten by themselves. Now you'll notice I skipped 3 and I skipped 5. Energy carbs are to never be eaten alone. If you want to eat an energy carb, you must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let's say that you want some lima beans. If you want to eat some lima beans, then you need to have it with, and I'm just making stuff up, keeping it simple, but it could be anything that you want out of the lean protein category. But let's just do chicken breast. We got our chicken breast here. Our lima beans, they're going to sit about right here. It would be about a 1/4 cup of lima beans because that's what would fit underneath your hands, our portion control. And let's just use green beans, real simple, okay? So let me do the story of what's going to happen. The lima beans. When you eat the lima beans, the nutritional value of a lima bean elevates your blood sugar. When your blood sugar elevates, your pancreas secretes insulin to come and deal with or regulate that blood sugar. But you are now learning I need to eat in a way that controls insulin. I have chosen chicken to go with it and green beans. So the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the green beans are going to help neutralize the insulin release that came from the lima beans. Boom. You just ate a delicious meal that controlled insulin. Okay. This is very important to understand. But you would not want to go and just eat lima beans by themselves because you wouldn't have anything to neutralize the insulin release that came because of the blood sugar elevation. Y'all give me some thumbs up if this makes sense. I like for y'all to at least confirm that that is making sense. Because what we need it to do is we need to start. Awesome. Good, Jessica. Thank you. We need this to start making sense so that over the course of this fast track week that you can start building the meals that you like. See, we can give you some starter meal ideas and we will, but we want to teach you to author your own meal plan. You might not like to eat what I eat. You might not like to eat what somebody else eat. Plus, I like to just know what to do and be able to make decisions. Isn't that a great thing? Awesome. Thank you, Vicki and Kim and Janet. Awesome. Good. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, the same thing with fruit, category 5. If you want to eat fruit in weight loss mode, y'all listen up. This is that caveat between one of the 2 differences between weight loss and maintenance. If you want to eat fruit in weight loss mode, it must be combined with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So I'm just going to keep it real simple. Now, if I ever say anything that you don't like, don't think that's what I'm telling you you have to eat. It's just you would find something else from that category that you like to eat with it, okay? But just don't ever worry about us forcing food down you that you don't like because we don't do that. So let's say that you want to have some berries for breakfast. Maybe you do half a cup of berries and you make yourself an egg white spinach omelet. Okay, so the berries, even though berries are really low on the glycemic index, they still have fructose in them. What is fructose? It's a natural sugar. Sugar elevates our blood sugar. And our pancreas would secrete insulin to deal with that, but you've chosen to eat that together with egg whites, which is a lean protein, and spinach, which is a fibrous carb. So the protein in the egg whites and the fiber in the spinach neutralize the insulin release that came from the strawberries. Okay, so that's how you make that work. Now, once you get to maintenance, you can have fruit as a snack by itself if you want to do that. But if you're doing a meal, you should really still combine it properly, okay? But if you also want it as a snack, you could do that in maintenance. So I came up with something the other day. I said, I was thinking about, I don't know why it popped through my head, an apple a day will keep the doctor away. But now that I've learned what I've learned in Shibboleth, this is what I came up with. An apple a day will keep the doctor away only if you don't have excess fat on your body. Let me dispel the myths, and then I can show you how an apple a day can keep the doctor away. Because an apple a day could keep the doctor away, that's good in maintenance. But see, weight loss and maintenance, they are two different situations. Over here in weight loss, you are wanting to control insulin strong all the time. Control it, control it, control it, and be in that calorie deficit. Once you get to maintenance, you're already there. If you had a little bit of an insulin release from an apple, it's not going to hurt you. You're good. Okay. Now, obviously, we don't overdo it, but you're good at that point. So I hope that makes sense. Y'all give me some thumbs up if that makes sense, please. Okay. So if you want to eat category 3s or category 5s, they must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. All right. Let's talk about category 4, protein plus fat. The fat in here, thank you, Janet, is not a bad word. In fact, our bodies need fats for certain functions. And when you eat protein plus fat, portion controlled, thank you, Tanya. When you eat that portion controlled, that fat would just dissipate as heat. It would be used up as energy and dissipate as heat. But if you overeat it, obviously that doesn't work. But we've got, thank you, Vicki. So we've got the protein plus fat, which situationally can be eaten by itself, okay? Optimally, you put it with a category 2 fibrous carb, okay? But you can eat it by itself in a pinch. But here's what's important for you to know about protein plus fat. You need to know the categories that you don't eat with protein plus fat. We do not eat anything that brings an insulin release with protein plus fat, because if you eat something that brings an insulin release with protein plus fat, the fat in the protein plus fat gets stored because insulin is a fat storage hormone. So these are the 3 categories that you don't eat with a category 4. We don't eat energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods with a protein plus fat. Basically, if you think about it, we don't eat carbs with fat because that's a bad combo. Okay, so if you didn't get that, that was 3s, your energy carbs, 5s, fruit, 6s, superfoods. And I just want to say that if any point when I'm talking, you're like, these numbers are driving me nuts, don't worry about the numbers. We came up with numbers and abbreviations to be able to get more on a chart. You can see that it fits on the chart, right? If we had to write out all these words, it would be too long. But sometimes somebody says, I can't get the numbers. I said, well, do you understand that chicken breast is a lean protein? Do you understand that broccoli is a fibrous carb? She's like, oh yeah, I got that. I said, well, then forget the numbers. Call them their category. Okay, so whatever works for you, you do that when calling it whatever it is. Let's have a look at this chart here. You see this blue area? We call this the lifestyle column. And this column is fast weight loss. This yellow column is faster weight loss. And this red column is like you are blowtorching, but you'd be blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter. This is the fastest weight loss. Most people in weight loss like to stick in the red and yellow columns, but if, a couple of times a week you throw in a blue combination in the beginning, you're still going to have great results. Okay, but the blue column is like, let's say that we all wanted to go to the beach. The blue column is like you took the scenic route. The yellow column, you got on the highway. The red column, you're on the interstate. Okay. So it just depends. You're going to get there. You're going to get to the destination. And how quickly do you want to get there? So there's a variation right there. So on this chart, I want you to see this number 1 LP. That just means, this is how I would read this. Category 1, lean protein, plus category 6, superfood, plus category 2, fibrous carb. Now I'm saying plus. We're not doing any math. That just means you are eating it with it on the plate. That might look like a 96% lean ground beef patty, some pinto beans, and some collard greens. That's what that might look like. That would be an approved combination, a really good approved combination. Now, remember, tomorrow night's 1 hour is on this topic, okay? And in lap 1 of our fast track curriculum, you will be printing out this phase 1 combination chart. And in lap 6, there's a more advanced combination chart, which gives you a lot more options. And we'll get to that later on Friday night of this week. Now, you can go ahead and work at this at your pace, but I'll just specifically go over it on Friday night on the webinar. But you can already be there. Okay, let's recap the rules. Category 1 and 7, both of them are a lean protein. If you cook those with a category 2 and use MCT oil, which is our next slide, we'll talk about this, that is the fastest fat burning combination. If you want to eat a 3, which is an energy carb, or 5, which is fruit, it must be eaten with a lean protein from category 1 or 7 and category 2. That's a must and an and, okay, to get it to work, to get it to do what it's supposed to do. We don't eat category 4s with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. Last point, all meat at a restaurant should be considered category 4 protein plus fat. Even if at home you would cook that chicken breast and it would be a lean protein, when you go and order a chicken breast at a restaurant, you have no idea what oil they've cooked it in. And they basically cooked it in some unapproved oil. And so that's why you need to call that a protein plus fat, because they took a protein and cooked fat into it, and they turned a lean protein into protein plus fat. Does that make sense, y'all, in there? So all meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4. Okay. Now, secret alert. Again, another secret alert. Switch your oil. So part of the secrets of Shibboleth is that we're just making simple swaps. If the tortilla that you're buying is creating an insulin release, let's buy a tortilla that doesn't do that. If the loaf bread that you're buying brings an insulin release, we're going to switch loaf breads. Okay, if you're eating steak and a potato together, because that is, oh, I need to go over that one. Let me go over the steak and a baked potato. I'm going to back up to this little chart page real quick. This protein plus fat right here. Remember how I said we don't eat it with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about a steak and a baked potato. Well, first of all, if you like steak and baked potato, nobody's taking it away from you. You can have it up to 6 times a month. You just wouldn't want to do it more than that and actually expect to get results. Okay, so let's talk about what happens. If you eat the potato, it is going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. Therefore, that fat storage hormone is running around in your body. All right. So that's going around in your body. And you ate it with a protein plus fat. So the protein plus fat is not necessarily a bad thing. And think about this, the potato doesn't have any fat in it, but it's the catalyst that causes the fat storage from the steak, the protein plus fat. And so what's going to happen is that insulin comes out to regulate your blood sugar, but it says, wait a minute, they ate that with some fat. Let me go collect it. And so that's what happens. That's how we collect fat, new fat. And we don't want to collect new fat. We want to control the collection of new fat while we're burning off the stuff we've got. So that's what we want to do. So I wanted to go back and talk about that because I forgot to. Okay. But this is another simple swap that we make. We're just not going to use canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, Crisco, all of that kind of stuff on a perfect day. If you want to have those oils, you can, but on a holiday, just not a perfect day. And what Shibboleth is it is a management system. It's a management system. So hang on, let's see, Janet, even boiled shrimp, what would you number boiled shrimp? You could probably, I don't know, Janet, to tell you the truth, I don't know much about boiled shrimp, but this is what I would say. To keep yourself safe, I would call it a 4. But if you are confident that they just boiled it in water, only water, and you know that for a fact, then you could call it a 1. Okay, so this is one of those little simple swaps right here. So we're going to use 100% medium chain triglycerides, all right? Medium chain triglycerides come from coconut oil and palm oil, but what they've done is they've pulled all of the MCTs out, so the oil is 100% MCTs. See, coconut oil is listed on our approved cooking oils. That's because it is 66% MCTs. It's not 100% though, right? So you want to get 100% MCT oil. One of the absolute quickest, easiest way is to go to the Shibboleth store online and order the Zero Drag. Zero Drag is the brand name. That's our favorite, and that's why we carry it. Okay. And then the third thing that you could use is ghee butter. Now, ghee butter comes in very handy when you are wanting to do, I'm just going to use some typical examples. Let's say you're making a shrimp scampi. Maybe you want to dip crab legs in some butter, some lobster tail in some butter. You can do that, but you don't want to have butter that's got the milk solids in it. The milk solids is what brings the insulin release. But if we're just doing the fat, there is no insulin release, and we're just using this ghee butter because ghee butter is clarified butter, meaning all of the milk solids, milk sugars and stuff have been pulled out. So you can use all 3 of these right here, and you can also use 0-calorie cooking spray. So I was asked a great question one night because the medium chain triglycerides do have 130 calories per tablespoon, and your amount that you would want to use for medium chain triglycerides is no more than 1 tablespoon per meal or per serving. So let's say you're cooking yourself 1 piece of chicken, then you could use 1 tablespoon. If you're cooking 4 pieces of chicken in a pan, you could use 4 tablespoons. Okay, that's totally fine. Now, this is how I decide to use. This is how I make a decision on what to use. If I am cooking a lean protein, I use medium chain triglycerides. So whether that's from lean protein category 1 or category 7, shellfish, I use MCT. But if I am cooking a protein plus fat, I use 0-calorie cooking spray because there's already fat in the protein plus fat. I don't need to add fat to it. So that's how I make that decision. So medium chain triglycerides, oh, the question was one night, why would I choose to use something that's got 130 calories in it versus something that doesn't have any calories in it? Well, the reason is medium chain triglycerides have a muscle preserving effect and they have a metabolism building effect. What that means is it's thermogenic, so it burns up really fast, and that heating up process burns a few extra calories. Now, I'm saying lots of great things about this MCT oil, but what I want you to know is we only use it for 3 things. No, I wouldn't use walnut oil, Kim. You want the ingredient list to say medium chain triglycerides, 100% medium chain triglycerides. I wouldn't do walnut oil. Yeah. I had to look up sesame oil for somebody one time, and I wouldn't do that either. Just this right here. So we use medium chain triglycerides for 3 reasons. Cooking, whether it's on a pot, a pan, a grill, whatever, however you're cooking, you can use it for cooking. You can use it as a swap in a recipe, and you can make salad dressings, approved salad dressings with it. That's the only 3 ways we use it. The reason I go into all of that is there's a lot of noise out there right now about medium chain triglycerides. Do not listen to anybody that is not in the same or has been in the same nutritional situation as you. Let's just use Tim Tebow as an example. You know, he's a football player. He talks about MCT oil a lot. Well, here's the thing. He's not trying to lose weight, okay? So he can use MCT oil in a different way if he wants to, all right? But he can use that way. We're not. We only want to use it for the 3 ways I just described. So we don't want to take it as a supplement. Don't just take it as a supplement. That is adding random fat calories for no reason. Then you don't put it in bulletproof coffee. I know that was real popular for a while. We don't add it to shakes and everything like that. Okay. So medium chain triglycerides have almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. We don't need to just randomly take it for no reason. We're going to use it purposefully. Now, let's talk about what the opposite of the medium chain triglycerides. You heard me mention olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, right? Those are long chain triglycerides. They have a longer fat lipid. So let's think about a candle wick that's long, that's tall, and let's think one that's short. Which one's going to burn up faster? The shorter one. That's what this medium chain triglyceride is. Also, an LCT, long chain triglyceride, it takes longer to burn up and it's dense. It takes longer to break down. So we're not going to use those. Those have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat. As soon as Travis said that, I'm like, okay, never again. I have never bought any of those oils again since I started Shibboleth. Once I learn something, I just do it. So we are going to use MCT oils. Let's see. Kim says, what else is ghee butter used for? Well, sometimes people use it on a grilled cheese sandwich rather than butter. Now, I don't. I use I can't believe it's not butter spray for that. Ghee butter, sometimes I put ghee butter in the bottom of a 9 by 13 pan and I cook some chicken breast in it. Sometimes I do MCT oil with that. But anything that you would want to use butter for, Kim, can be used as ghee butter. But ghee butter is 40% MCTs. Coconut oil is 66% MCTs. And the MCT oil that's 100%, that's had all just MCTs pulled and put into the jar, then that's really your best. We have that ghee butter and stuff on there so that it makes the lifestyle, practical, sustainable, and fun because people need a butter flavor for things. Okay, Janet, the the unapproved oils are long chain triglycerides. Long chain triglycerides are a longer, you're welcome, Kim, are a longer fat lipid and they take longer to burn and they're more dense. So they take longer to break down and they have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat because they take so long to break down. See, if we're giving our body easily accessible sources of energy, it's going to be working on that before it gets to that stored energy. You know that fat's just stored energy, right? It's just a unit of energy that got stored because it didn't get burned up on the same day we took it in. So it's just got stored. So if we are wanting to burn stored energy, then we've got to know that if we are putting long chain triglycerides into our body's going to be gnawing on them for a while. And because they take a long time to burn up and they are very dense and that adds to the long time to burn up, then they have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Whereas these medium chain triglycerides burn up like that. They have almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Another important note is when you are cooking, please cook on low to medium heat. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector, and we don't want that to happen. So low to medium heat. Okay, we're going to start wrapping up some of this, okay? So you can see how tonight was like that aerial view, the overview, Shibboleth in a nutshell, because I have already laid out for you the 5 things that you should do every single day. Some of them are just boom, you switch it, you just start doing it. The combination ones, though, we're going to do a lot of activities this week that start to put together some meals for you so that you can learn that. We are going to remain in EFB. Y'all tell me what EFB stands for. We're going to remain in EFB as often as possible. So we are striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. Think about that. We are living life, right? We're going along, we're having these perfect days, and then planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. Planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. After that holiday, we know what to do now. We get right back to business with our perfect days. After a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. So as soon as you are ready to get started, like if you get started tomorrow, if you go to the grocery store tomorrow and get started on Tuesday, whatever your plan is for getting started, by the way, even if you don't know what you're doing yet, you can apply drinking your water, journaling, you can portion control, which is number 4, and you can stop grazing. Okay, we can already go ahead and do those things, and you can make some super simple meals. All right, so you can have great success just still attempting to apply everything, and then you'll get that down for the best results. Okay, on your first perfect day in your timing chart, you're going to see a green check. On your second perfect day in your timing chart, you are going to see a green check. On your third perfect day, it will be your first day in EFB, baby, efficient fat burning. And that's exciting. Then we want to string, that's why I did a flame streak over here in this picture. We want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as we can so that we get the results that we want, right? And then, planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming. You're going to have birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, actual holidays. You're going to have all of those things, but now you'll know what to do. You get right back to business. Now, I want you to comprehend this next thing. This is really big, y'all. When we are in EFB, our body is going to burn fat, which is stored energy, for the energy that we need rather than easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and just unapproved starchy and sugary carbs. Okay, if our body is always working on the easiest form of energy, unapproved oils and starchy or sugary carbs, it's never getting to burn that stored energy. So y'all keep that in mind. Thank you, Kim. I see that you typed that in. Okay, let's recap what the fat bus is. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone, a fat storage hormone. After an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, meaning you're out of efficient fat burning because it's having an opportunity to be stored. Okay, but now we get right back to business. Now, I want you to know what's happening during those 2 perfect days after a holiday. Your body during that time, because you're eating perfectly, insulin is dissipating and going away, and any glycogen stores that have come into your body from eating something unapproved, that's dissipating too. So that's all going away. And then on that third perfect day, you're back into EFB again. Then you string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can again. Also, this is really important. Insulin increases your appetite. Have you ever eaten a bowl of ice cream and then all of a sudden you wanted Lay's honey roasted barbecue, and then you wanted a pickle, and then you wanted a cookie, and then you're like, wait a minute, oh my goodness, what am I doing? It's because insulin sends your appetite off the charts. So if you've had that happen, realize what's going on and say, I am not doing that anymore, but we're going to be eating the right foods. And then just another little thing. After the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. Okay, what am I going to eat this week? We would like for you to make just simple, make a list of 7 favorite lean proteins from category 1 or category 7. Make a list of 7 favorite fibrous carbs from category 2. And you, just like in elementary school, if you had 2 lists and your teacher said match something from this side that goes with it on this side, you can say chicken breast, green beans. You could say hamburger patty, 96% lean ground hamburger patty with broccoli. You could say turkey breast with asparagus, whatever you wanted to do. You could even say egg whites with spinach. You could say Canadian bacon, a category 1 Canadian bacon with a category 2 piece of toast. Okay, you can even do egg whites and a category 2 piece of toast. So that's all approved. Okay, if you're buying the right products, which you want to make sure that you check out in the food library. You're just simply going to mix and match something from each category to create varied meals. You got category 1 plus 2. Oops, let's see now, I messed that up. So category 1 plus 2 plus MCT, or 7 plus 2 plus MCT meals. If you can stick with that, you're going to have the best results. I'm not saying that that's the only thing you have to stick with forever. I'm just saying that would get you great results in your first 7 to 10 days. I would also throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity, approved meal replacements. Peanut butter is a 6, Janet. And when you're picking a peanut butter, you want to make sure that it does not have any hydrogenated vegetable oil in it. Any natural peanut butter is fine, but there is a hierarchy of peanut butter. Better than peanut butter is best, and then Nuts and More would be the second, and then Peanut Butter and Company would be the third, kind of like good, better, best. But any natural peanut butter is approved. There's a lot of approved ones, but it's a super food because it's got all 4 macronutrients in it. Let's see what category. Oh, so not good. Well, now Janet, Nikki Kyle, who is a fabulous and wonderful Shibboleth member, lost 92 pounds eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day. So if you're putting into play all of the other pieces and parts to the lifestyle, you can have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and it'll work. Yes, yes. So she had her approved peanut butter, she had her approved category 2 bread, and she used sugar-free jelly. That's how you, and what that would be is that would be a category 1, excuse me, that would be a category 6 plus category 2. So it'd be a superfood and a fibrous carb with a condiment. And we're going to talk about condiments tomorrow night. And then the meal replacements, I think, are very important. And in, I think, lap 5 of Fast Track, we're going to search for meal replacements and things in the food library. It's important to have some meal replacements because if you were currently eating Pop-Tarts and things like that, you would want to have like maybe the legendary tasty pastry, because that would be an alternative to a Pop-Tart. So you got to be able to still have approved things that fill voids that maybe you might feel like you're missing out on, but let's eat the ones that are approved and aren't going to bring an insulin release. Keep it simple in the beginning. And then as you learn and live, you'll branch out in the new lifestyle. Okay. Last but not least, I know that you are going to be blown away with our support and our resources. So if you're listening right now and you are not a member, we would absolutely love for you to join. Current special, 2 years for $59, lifetime for $99. That's the one I would get. And for that, you are going to have access to Facebook groups if you're a Facebook user. If you're not, everything that you need is on the Shibboleth page. But I would like for you to join the Facebook groups if you are on Facebook. And in lap 1 of Fast Track, which I hope that y'all will go ahead and work your way through, like today, it's not that hard, but go ahead and work your way through that. But some of that is joining Facebook groups. Okay, then I want you to familiarize yourself with our awesome website. So the website, this is where the food library is. I no longer have to wander and wonder in the grocery store. I don't have to wander around not knowing what to buy and wondering what to buy. So I call it, I don't have to wander and wonder. I no longer have to think about what to buy. I buy what's approved. Believe me, there are thousands and thousands of items in there that are approved. In fact, our members help us grow that by asking us to look at things for them. And then if we don't have it in the food library, we add it to the food library so everybody can benefit from it. We also have a recipe library. It's everybody's old traditional favorites and then new things people have come up with that we have fixed. We have fixed it so that it does not bring an insulin release. We call it the Shibboleth Cookbook, but it's digital and it always is growing. It's not like a cookbook that you buy that never has anything new added to it. We also have a restaurant guide with tons and tons of restaurant. We leave nothing to chance. We specifically tell you how to order every single thing, and you just order it that way. So if you are not a member, we would hope that you would want to join for those features. If you are a member, I want you to schedule a mentor appointment. Now, I say getting started mentor appointment, but we've got website walkthrough, we have meal plan help, we've got all kinds of mentor appointments, and you can choose one of those. What I would like for you to do though is I would like for you to focus in on Fast Track and do Fast Track this week. Then next week, have a mentor appointment of some kind, because I want you to get to know Joni or Missy or Kim, whoever is having that appointment. I want you to get to know them. And you would just go to mentor.genbook.com to have that. And this is complimentary, included in your membership, free. We don't add any extra, and you can talk to them about what to do. And then this week, I want you to put blinders on. Do not be distracted by all the cool things that are in our website. Put blinders on and do Fast Track, because it's going to shorten your learning curve on learning the website. All right. And Kim says Mighty Muffins. Mighty Muffins are a great meal replacement. In fact, I probably ate 20 Mighty Muffins in my first 20 days because they kept me satisfied. They tasted good and I liked them. So, but I don't eat nearly as many Mighty Muffins now, but it is really awesome. Welcome to the Shibboleth family. We are here for you. We're going to have a great week. Okay, so tonight was the overview. And I truly believe with just the information that you've been handed tonight, you can go ahead and start making the habit choices and changes tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m., not 8 p.m., 7:30. It's always at 7:30. Tomorrow night at 7:30, we are going to have our simple food combining webinar. That's very important for you to come back because one of the most important things to do is to start hearing what foods go in what categories. All right, we're going to do that. And then we're going to come together meeting style, not webinar. So this is webinar. You can only see me. We're going to come together on Tuesday through Saturday night at 7:30 meeting style. You'll be able to ask any questions and I will answer them. And I'm going to show you how to work your way through those fast track laps. So we're going to take this first week to hold your hand and we want you to understand completely where we get this. Yes, Janet. Yes, everything is Eastern time. Thank you, Janet, for that. Everything is Eastern time. All right. So 7:30 Eastern time. So if you're not a member of Shibboleth and you are listening to this, please go to www.shibbolethdeals.com. SHIBBOLETH deals.com. And when you sign up, it's going to ask you how you heard about Shibboleth. If it was Facebook, the internet, or anything like that, then you can. I'm glad, Janet. That's awesome. You're welcome. Then you could write that. But if an actual person told you about Shibboleth, don't just write in my friend, my coworker, write in their name. We don't have a marketing department because we focus on you. We don't have an advertising department because we focus on you. But what we do like to do is we like to love on our members for sending people to us. We give them kudos and thank you. So please let us know who told you about the Shibboleth lifestyle and you can get in on those deals and start losing weight too. Thank you, Deborah. Awesome. Good. And Janet, I'm glad this was excellent. We need the overview. And then tomorrow night, we're going to hear some what comes in what foods. We're going to talk about condiments. We're going to talk about Carb Quick and all kinds of cool things tomorrow night. And then we'll meet together 7:30 every other night of the week as well and work through the fast track. Right now, if you are a Shibboleth member and you want to go watch Jason present how I overcame food addiction and lost weight, I would highly suggest that you go to the pink online webinars tab in your website, register, then do it through the Zoom room. The reason I say that is when you register and spend at least 20 minutes in the Zoom room, you get a digital badge and you get an increasing number on your digital badge every time you participate in the Zoom room. All right. If you're on Facebook, you can go on over to Travis's Weight Loss Ministry, Travis Martin's Weight Loss Ministry, and join in and listen and hear how Jason overcame food addiction and lost weight. I hope that y'all have a great night. I will see you tomorrow night at 7:30. Bye, everybody.